Okay guys, welcome back to our Lexus playthrough. I am gonna start to maybe get ready for war here. We're definitely going to war in this episode, but is there anything else that we need to build here? I think if we can, we're gonna wait the 19 months till that is built so we can get some more men on the field here. Definitely for sure. So let me get the computer going. The game going anyways, and we'll see what we can do this episode. Mercia now have relatively what we have in regards to military from what I can tell, which is a little bit concerning, which honestly gives me another reason why I want to wait until we have that barracks built, because that's going to give us another point of reinforcement, and it's also gonna give us 100 more men. Another point of reinforcement, I don't know, but what I'm saying is, like, it's gonna give us 100 more men, which we could really use right now. So hold up. Wow, that is awesome. They give the thing like snow on the ground now. That is cool when it's wintertime. That is awesome to see. I mean, it's not very detailed, but it's still cool to see. Scheme successful. Okay. Okay, well, this is interesting because she's already pregnant. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely interesting. No doubt. Oh dear. I don't think you can do that in real life. Damage the baby or something. I'm not sure though. The power of the scriptures. And obviously what we're doing here is we're literally trying to increase our relationship with the bishop here. Again, I'm not going to read the event over again because we get these events quite regularly. A lovely name. Okay, so, what in the name? Okay, so she had the baby. I have an heir and son at this point, and she wants to essentially name him after basically my father, even though you can't see my father in the family tree here. I'm gonna let that slide because yeah, they did that quite a bit, so I'm gonna let that go, even though it's a name that I'm gonna struggle to say and I could never say it. Even so, let's get you working on the control over here, get complete control back over. That would definitely be helpful. Okay, so who do we want to grant this to then? Grant title. I think what we'll do, yeah, let's give it to this guy, honestly. And that's gonna make it so that, you know, we're missing some domain stuff, but it's gonna allow me to hold the actual, what do you call it, the place we're gonna take for myself. You're not employing a personal physician. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we have somebody that is adequate for that. I'm gonna appoint this person here. She has the average skill for it, but I think she will eventually get better at what she does over time. So I also want to get, honestly, I do want to get a wet nurse, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, to instill good virtues and stuff like that, I'm gonna have to actually hire someone outside the realm for that, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and do that, and then when we get the event, what we'll do is we will make sure that we get that taken care of so that we can get good perks and traits instilled in the kid, because he will be taking my place, obviously. When do we start this? I am not sure. Let's see here, guys. I'm gonna start my timer. We're a little bit behind on that, but that's okay. I'm just gonna let it go for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll set this for maybe 20 minutes this time. 30, because I forgot to set the timer anyway. So okay, yeah, I'm just gonna let this go for maybe the whole time, and then we'll just, you know, say that we had a longer episode, but I forgot to set my timer, so this is gonna be a little bit longer for you guys, unfortunately. Hopefully you do like a longer video, but that's just how it's gonna be. Okay, the wet nurse. Awesome. So let's get her, because she has excellent skill for that. That's fantastic. And then let's go to my realm here and build up the realm some. See if I can't get some more money flowing in here. So we'll build the farms is what we'll do. It's gonna take 3 years to build, but that should get some more, what do you call it? That should get some more money flowing into our coffers. And we gotta be almost done with that barracks, right? Yeah, about a month, 25 days now. Okay, so we got a new priest. Now let's go check him out. He's actually a pretty decent priest, I like that. Okay, so do we still have the claims on this land here? I believe we do. Jeez. This is gonna be a tough fight, guys, because it's gonna be a tough fight indeed. Because we're so similar that we actually have to be smart about this. You know what? He's coming down to get us. So let's stay down here and hopefully he crosses the border and then we can actually just beat him on home ground. That would be ideal, to be perfectly honest. If we can get him to cross over and beat him on home ground, that would be fantastic. So I'm gonna see if we can't do that and then, you know, just kind of capitalize on that issue. But now he's going into his own territory, so I can't really do that anymore for some reason. But it does predict that we're going to win, so I'm gonna let this battle play out and hopefully it goes well, because if it don't, we're gonna have some issues. We're actually fighting the queen? Are you serious? I've never seen this. I mean, I've seen it before in like CK2 or anything like that, but like I've never seen it in CK3. Actually, you don't see queens very often in CK3, especially over here in England this early in the game. Whenever you get later in the game, it's possible because you can change the succession laws, but you know, this early in the game it really isn't all that common. So I'm actually surprised that this is happening, which tells me that she doesn't really have an heir. Like, they didn't have a male heir, and so that's why she's on the throne right now. But this is actually the first time I've seen that with AI. It's kind of surprising actually, and we could charge in there and end it, but I'm not gonna. I'm probably just gonna siege this out entirely. Okay, visions of the divine. I beckon Bishop, whatever his name is, to join me in the circle of thoughts. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, sorry. And candles arranged on staffs through the dark room, the incense glowing the air to ward off bad vapors, make my eyes tear up a little. This is how through the corner of my eye, the corner of our eyes, we spot the indestructible form of an angel. However, whatever his name is, soon takes a pause. This feels wrong. These are divine beings, not meant for mortal eyes to see. I guess in your perspective it would, because it's Middle Ages time, but guys, like, I am a theologian, I know what I'm talking about, and this kind of stuff happens, so I don't know. I'm gonna cancel the siege here and make sure I beat him so we can beat her armies first. And this is really a tactical decision that I'm making, to tell you guys the truth. I'm trying to beat him on the field first before anything, so that he's not strong enough to come back, or she's not, I should say. But we'll see how this battle goes. It's predicting that we would win, but even so, I want to be extremely careful as to how we actually do that. Yeah, we're gonna get this larger army now, and the 700 men are probably gonna join them later, but I think we'll still have the strength to beat them on the field of battle, to be honest. Yeah, we're beating them again by quite a bit actually. There's like a 7% modifier on that, so we're beating her quite handily at this point. She's down to 400 men on the field right now. 500 have retreated. She's now down to 200 something men on that battlefield, and we're gonna turn around and beat the 700 that we can see there, and then that should be see most of the conflict won, because I don't think they would have much left of the army, to tell you the truth. But yeah, we're kicking some butt, to be perfectly honest. And we're gonna beat the 700 on the field, which is gonna change the game entirely once again. And we're gonna whoop some butt this time as well, because not only is it a winning factor, but it's also a major victory according to the predictions. So this is going to really be a victory here, guys. And if we're looking at the war score, we're up to percent war score. We do need to siege down their capital, probably to get it to percent. But like I said, I probably want to win the battles on the field first, so that they don't have the military strength to strike back. Awesome. So we're gonna siege this down in about 11 months. I do not know, if they're gonna gather some forces to combat us at that point, but they're definitely weakened down, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, just because it is a siege, and I kind of want to make sure that this doesn't take as long to go through, because we will be here for about 10 months or so. Okay, I'm gonna tell them to retreat and engage the army at this point, guys. We do have 6 months left to go, which really isn't all that much, to be perfectly honest. But again, I want to beat them on the field, like quite substantially, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to focus on the armies to make sure that they can't really move, to be honest. This is going to be a more bloody one, because we do have 1,600 of them versus our 2,000 relatively. But it is saying that we're probably going to win eventually, but it is going to be a costly one, that's for sure. There's no question about it. Right now, it is in our favor a little bit, but not massively at this point. Now it's a +3 at this point, so we are actually winning substantially right now. But again, this is more valuable, this is more costly than I really wanted, because we only have 800 men left. But at the same time, if we win here, which is likely the case, but it is cutting it close, guys, I'm not gonna lie. It is cutting it close, but I think we can win here. I think we are going to win here. It's just going to take some time to be able to do so. I'm gonna have to wait until we get, most of the strength back and whatnot, and then just continue the war. But this is definitely a costly battle, but there's no question in my mind at this point that we are going to win, because they're down to 121 men, and so they don't have a lot of men left, to be perfectly honest. We are losing knights, especially the main ones. I think that's going to be a problem, but at the same time, we are going to win. So the result's going to be a victory, but it was very costly for us. There's no question about it. But I think this is going to be a major hit to the Queen of Mercia, which is classic, because it's like something from the Viking TV show, that one lady that tries to become the Queen of Mercia and stuff like that. I forget what her name is, but she's really freaking acts like a whore or whatever. So I don't know. I don't remember her name. Maybe you guys will remember her, but I'm pretty sure if you guys saw the Viking TV show, you guys would know what I'm talking about. We do have a learning perk to go to Faith Defender, essentially, so that is good. I do want to get some of our soldiers back though, so I'm gonna go back over and try to recuperate what we lost, as they do the same. Now, I know that I'm drawing this war out. I do understand that, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we're at full strength before we try anything else. Okay, we're down to about 1,900 men, and so that's good. I do want to siege a place down though once we hit 2,000, to be perfectly honest with you guys, because I do want to end this. I really do. Okay, off to the capital, boys. Let's get this done. I don't want to sit on this no more. 10 months. Okay. Hopefully we can do it. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to do it. I do want to become this kid's guardian though. I almost forgot to actually do that. What is he good at? He's good at intrigue and stewardship. Okay, so what hold up. Let's pause the game for a second here. Now let's send you down the stewardship line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to educate the child, okay? And I'm gonna give him the guy that is really good with stewardship, which honestly I am, to be perfectly honest. So let's just have me do it and see how he comes out. Okay, now we're gonna continue this war here. Where is our men? The capital of Mercia. Alright, let's continue this. Okay, we got 7 months until the siege is actually over at this point in time. So, and we just broke through the walls. Alright, I kind of feel like we should charge the walls, guys, but at the same time, I almost feel like that's not gonna be worth it, because I think we would lose more men than it's worth. They do have a 400-man garrison, which really isn't much, especially with the shape that the walls are in right now. So I'm not too concerned about it, but I really don't want to sit there and charge in there, if that makes sense. And the siege is over in about 3 months, which I'm thinking that would probably end the war or close to it, to be perfectly honest. We do have plus 26 war score right now, and she is back to full strength essentially, but nobody's going after us, so we're just gonna try and finish it. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna try and take this place too, if I can, because they're not attacking our places for some dumb reason. Hurry, my liege, you have to hear this. The wet nurse, whatever her name is, rushes into my son and heir's chamber in the excitement to learn that he's lost a tooth. Congratulations, how delightful. That's going to take us 9 months to siege down, but I think this one might actually push it over the edge, to tell you guys the truth. I'm not 100% positive, but I feel like if we capture this place, the war's going to be all but over for Mercia and stuff. So I think that's going to be the end of this conflict. And I wasted a lot of time trying to beat them in the field, but I think that's part of the reason that they're not attacking us, because I did beat them in the field so many times. I don't know that for sure. There's no way to tell, but I think we killed a lot of their knights and men and all that. So all they got left is pretty much levies, if I had to guess, and that's why they're not coming after us. But I do feel like after this siege is gonna be over and done with, because we already have a plus 36 war score, because we already captured the capital. And I know we didn't go for the capital, but I think the place that we have a claim on is actually this place right here, to tell you guys the truth. So just bear with me, guys. I think this is gonna end very, very quickly. With my leave son and his wet nurse parading into my chamber, I have no idea. Poses like herald. Okay. Poses like a herald and proclaims, "My lord, you witness a momentous occasion. Whatever his name is, has a mighty gift for you." She nudges them forward. "Go ahead. Whatever his name is." This is why I don't name my kids after names that I can't say. "My father, I lost a tooth. Congratulations, kid." Yeah, but I think this will be the end of it, honestly. Like, the war will be complete after this. No, but very, very close, to be honest. Very close. And I believe because we captured that place, yeah, it's starting to tick up. Okay, so it's all over, essentially, right now. So, that's good. We're out of time, guys. But I'm going to end the war here, and which is perfect, because, we made the war last the entire episode. And so, actually, that's actually very good. We gained 50 legitimacy during that. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. God bless. Alright. Override. Awesome.